To the channel, Circle of Ink, where we cover anything Lorcana. We're going to talk about collecting, investing. We're going to talk about, and we're going to be ripping packs periodically. We're going to be rip responsibly though. But yeah, this is the brand new channel that I make, and I'm going to be uploading a lot of content and sharing my experience. I've been in Lorcana for a while. I remember when the first chapter came out, I did collect and open the first chapter. I pretty much opened every set. Um, but I never really made content on it. So I'm kind of really enjoying it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just turn the camera on, and maybe I can find people to share the experience with me. So but today we're gonna be talking about the new set, Attack of the Vine. It's gonna be coming out July 17th, and I see a lot of people online, especially on Facebook or Reddit, they're like, they're FOMOing into the set, and they're like asking, oh, should we be pre-ordering the set? And I wanted to make this video to just really like kind of drill it into people's heads about like pre-orders, especially with Lorcana. There has been I guess you could say a cycle of like, yeah, the pre-order for high, and then when it actually releases and we actually get all the product, it drops below. Like even Wilds Unknown was highly anticipated. People really wanted that set. It still dropped below to about 120 a box. And even at 120 a box, that's a good price to pick it up. I mean, now it ran up to about 250, and I think at $250 a box, I think you can kind of see that people are less. They don't want to buy it at 250. They don't want to buy it over MSRP. I mean, really, but at 250, you know, being in the TCGs, I understand that when boxes or a sale product runs up to a certain price, people back off of it and like, I don't really want it no more. And that's why you're kind of seeing it pull back a little bit. People are listing the boxes, trying to, we have like the quote unquote scalpers out here, whatever you want to call them. They're gonna try to, lock in those gains or whatever. And they're listing those boxes, and you can kind of see it climbing back down closer to 200 a box. But Attacking the Vine, when I look at Attacking the Vine, we had the lore cast. I thought it was great. It's something I really enjoy about Lorcana, which separates them from other TCGs, is that they have the lore cast. They kind of give you a lot of insight on what they're trying to do. They're very good with teasing product, which is I love, and you don't really know what they're gonna do. And with this box, I know they released a Pocahontas Enchanted, which is a nice card, but I'm looking at this and I'm saying, we know the odds to open to get an enchanted. You say it's like maybe one a case. That's like the odds. You're still, you can still open a case. I've definitely opened a case and not gotten enchanted. I got a bunch of epics, a bunch of legendaries of like the last couple sets. But um that's the odds. And for a brand new set, straight out the gate on release, to to lock yourself into $1,000 for 4 boxes it's just not a smart idea, in my opinion. Especially like if you're like chasing these enchanteds or whatever, right? And an enchanted that you may want may not even be a super top enchanted from history. And we can't say that it's going to happen again, but if you have $1,000, you probably could purchase within a couple, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Within the first couple weeks, you probably can just flat out buy the enchanted that you want, because there's going to be other people that are gonna rip these boxes for $1,000, and then they're gonna, they may pull an enchanted. Enchanted may be worth $100, $200. They're gonna want to get that capital because they just pretty much, yeah, they had fun. I like opening packs too, but you kind of just you smoked $800. You know, you smoked $800 out for $200 enchanted, and then these sets in Wakana, there's probably close to 20 enchanted. So the chances of you even pulling the one that you want is slim. So you're probably gonna get an enchanted that you don't want. I don't see it being smart to do that with $1,000 on a case. Now, if you can go to your local store, your local game store or whatever, and they can pre-order you for 120 a box, maybe 480 a case, maybe 500 a case, maybe 600 a case, because 600 a case is a little bit over. MSRP. I think MSRP for a case is like 572. If you can get anything maybe 600 and lower, I still think it's a decent buy. Um, I think of course we wanted, we want the cheap boxes. We want $120 a box. Um, I do think with this hype and everybody coming in, that those days are kind of behind us. I mean, product is not supposed to be this cheap. I mean, I was getting Inkling boxes from liquidation. I just maybe $35 a box. It's not supposed to be that cheap. We kind of gotta be realistic and understand that, yeah, we had a golden time where all the boxes were cheap, all the boxes was $100, and you can kind of just rip as much as you want, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. And now that it's flipped, $1,000 for a case is crazy, man. This is just a screaming no. $900 case, $800 case, no. You got to be able to just say no and don't even support this stuff because it just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not a super, well, I gotta have it for under MSRP or I gotta have an MSRP type of guy. I just know that on release, we have all the shops doing their pre-orders. The other thing is a lot of shops don't even really know what their pre-orders are going to be. You don't want to lock your capital into a place and you're like, yeah, yeah, I'm going to get it. Then a day before or something, or the day of, your order gets canceled, or you go to, you hit the company up and they're like, when's my stuff going to ship? And they're like, yeah, we had to cancel your pre-order. So this whole time, your money's locked up. You could have been trying to put your money in a shop maybe locally that you trust, or maybe the release comes and they got stuff at Target. You got to wait for to get your money back. It's just a lot of stress for no reason. I just wouldn't do it. I would say wait for release. It's gonna come out in all of the game stores. There's a lot of game stores out there that's still gonna say, I'm gonna sell this box for 120 to 130 because they've been doing that for the last 3 years on every set or lower. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing that. They know their locals, and especially if you're a player, players always getting taken care of. I don't really hear a lot of instances where players who come to pre-releases and stuff like that and like know the shop owners and know the people at the shop that they don't get taken care of. I think that you'll I think it's more so if you're a player, you're gonna get taken care of. If you're somebody who's always buying from them, even when it was a downturn, I think that most shops will remember that. That's how I'm getting my allocation. I was buying cases, Jafar, Shimmer's guys was, for the last year, nobody wanted it. Shops had them, they were just sitting there, and I was buying it. So when Attack of the Vine came, I went to my local shop, and he was like, "Yeah, I got 2 cases for you." Yeah, I mean, I'll buy more, but I was like, "Yeah, 2 cases." I was like, "You sure?" I'll take one. I mean, I want two or more, but he was like, with the new allocations and stuff like that, he was like, "I can definitely put two to the side for you." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take that." And he's giving it to me for 120 a box. But that's because I was buying when nobody else wanted it. I was buying like from this shop, I was buying Ursula's Return. I mean, people trash that set. I think it's a great set personally. But yeah, I've been buying and nobody wanted it. So now that everybody wants it, um, I have a lot of good shops around me that are still gonna take care of me. And I definitely appreciate that. Because I mean, we got the case for pretty much $1,000. The single booster box is for 245. It's just a bad buy, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the new set. Everybody wants to be on the new set, and everybody wants to be, you know, open a new set. It's like that with any TCG, but I think you just gotta have a lot of self-control. You don't want to jump out the window, open this box, get disappointed, and there's not like Lorcana, it's not a lot of product when you really think about it, especially because like I collect Pokemon as well. It's not a lot of product and sentiment can change very fast. And the set can come out. I already know there's people fading the set already. They don't like the iconics. So the set may come out and it may go down to $120. You may pre-order this for 245 and you buy 5 boxes or something. You blink 2 days later and the boxes are 125. You're gonna be very upset about that because you could have got twice the amount of boxes that you got for the same amount of money. So I think this is a waiting game. A lot of people are gonna FOMO into it. A lot of people, we have a lot of people that that kind of just want to, I guess you could say, quote unquote, scalp it and resell it. um yeah, they're gonna buy it. They're probably gonna get cooked on this too. I'll be honest. I can definitely see um something happening, and they're not long-term holders, so if they see the box go down, then they're gonna want to lock in their losses. So I can see a world where it can take a quick dig down for a couple days, and that'll be your opportunity to buy boxes. So tag on the vine. um I would wait, because even as great as Wilds Unknown is and how people love it, it still went down. And I mean, it went back up, but there still was an opportunity. So, I mean, this is the first set release within the hype. Wilds Unknown was released, and then the hype came. So we just gotta wait and see, man. There's no rush in this. Wait and see. Worst come to worst, if the boxes are crazy, just buy the singles that you want. Um, I think Ravensburger is a smart company. I think they're very aware. More so, I think they're very in tune with what's going on, and I think they know, okay, from what's going on right now, they know the hype. I think they know, like, yeah, we definitely gonna have to reprint this. I can definitely see this set forward. 1,000%, I can definitely see them getting reprints. Um, Whispers may escape, when the spell may escape, and there's a small chance that Wilds may escape. Because they just don't hit a button and they print it. You know, this stuff has to be planned in advance. So, but I can definitely see, if not on release, there's not enough product, but I think there will be enough product. I think a reprint will come later on down the line, like maybe towards um Q1 2027. I can see that happening. But all in all, guys, don't even participate in this. Um it's just not worth it. But I'll catch you guys in the next video.